My name is Hannah Foss, and I did my internship at the BYU-Idaho Toddler Labs on campus. So, finding an internship. When I was offered this internship, I hadn't even started looking yet. Um, the internship supervisor for this specific internship contacted me about this possible opportunity in the spring of 2016. When I was offered this internship, it was based on my performance with previous coursework in my practicum experience class on campus. And I was told that I had to be a TA, a teaching assistant for the prep class before in order to learn the ins and outs of what I would be doing. Responsibilities. So, as an intern, I was responsible for two separate courses with the aid of my professor. And those courses were the ECD 350L class, which is the practicum experience for Toddler Lab, and the ECD 350B class, which is the core classwork section. For each of these different areas, I had different responsibilities. For the 350L class, I was in charge of lead teaching the labs the first week that they were in session. I was also given the responsibility of making booth observations on our lead teachers, and I spent a lot of time grading lead teaching lesson plans and participating in their pre and post conference giving advice. For the ECD 350B class, I helped to instruct on developmentally appropriate practices, specific interventions, strategies, and much more. I aided students in lesson planning by offering suggestions about how to cater to our toddlers' individual needs so that we could be participating in the best practices of child development. Some of the benefits of this internship. When I was in the labs, I did my best to help improve them, and I helped to improve these toddler labs by creating a plan to create a more appropriate environment for our toddlers. Our classroom looked very sterile, and so we decided, my advisor and myself decided to include more nature in the classroom and to add color and variety to the walls so that it looked more open and toddler friendly. And this plan was actually put in place through various meetings that my professor attended. We also, um, I also assisted students with questions and concerns regarding their practicum experience, and lots of other things as well. But I think the more important thing is how the toddler labs helped me. They helped me to solidify teachings from my previous classes. I was able to take those teachings and apply them into my experience. I saw more developmentally appropriate strategies and practices in action, which helped to solidify those teachings even further. I learned the ins and outs of lesson planning and what constitutes a good lesson plan through my grading experience. And I was able to see more of the administrative side of teaching children rather than just um, the hands-on experience part. The coursework that we do in preparation for our internships came in handy when I was in my internship. We used a lot of developmentally appropriate practices. They were stressed beyond everything else. We used levels of intervention, and we helped children who had special needs, incorporating all of those things that we learned from our classes. Um, I was able to use things from my assessment class, such as the environmental assessment for infants and toddlers. And from administrative issues, I learned more about how running a toddler lab is important in the different aspects from behind the scene, and I got to see those in place. Infant and toddler development was really important in this internship, and even nutritional aspects were used. There's so much that could have connected to what we learned, um, and it was a really wonderful experience. I would highly recommend this internship. It's exactly what I needed to solidify the teachings that I had been taught so far. Some of the perks is that you have a professor in the department as your internship advisor. You're given a lot of opportunities to practice what you have been taught, and there's a lot of room for growth in this internship. If you're interested in this internship, there are a few requirements. You must have taken Toddler Lab, and you must have performed above average on your coursework in the ECD 350L and B classes. And then if you're interested, feel free to talk to Sister Cranmer, who's the internship advisor, and her email is on the board. Thank you for your time.